My name is Jonathan Nightingale. I'm a founder here at Raw Signal Group. We build better bosses. We do management and executive development, especially working with startups, and we've been at it for about 3 years.
I'm Melissa Nightingale. I'm one of the co-founders at Raw Signal Group, and we're an organization that helps build better bosses. We are not a startup ourselves, but we work with many organizations that are growing and scaling really quickly. A well-designed space for us is everything. It is really the core of our business. We ask leaders and bosses in growing organizations to come in and do really hard work. And one of the challenges is providing them space that looks different enough from their day-to-day that they can start to think about the problems that they're facing on a day-to-day basis in a different way. But we also want to ensure that they're comfortable.
The most important part of the process for us in terms of how to decide on a group to work with was that they understood what we were trying to do. Melissa and I had seen a bunch of beautiful spaces in Toronto. Tech's been building out some incredible office spaces, but one of the things that really stuck with us about the space that we saw at Mozilla, the space that we saw at Wattpad, and the work that Meta had done was how thoughtful it was. That it wasn't just beautiful furniture, that there was a real sense of design in terms of how the space flowed, how different parts of a space interacted. They also just felt very human to us. We asked people to come in and do a bunch of vulnerable work. We asked them to put away their screens. And it was important to us that the space feel grounded and positive. And once we started working with Meta, it was obvious we weren't going to work with anyone else.
We really liked the humanity that she brought to the spaces that she worked in. That if you're working in technology, it's very easy to get to a cold, sterile space, but Meta really focused on how you ensure that people thrive in the spaces and also ensure that they have that sort of modern feel to them.
I think our fear was that we would end up with a space that looked like every other space. That we didn't want, we had used so many other spaces that were just copies of one another. We had a particular idea for how we wanted our space to work, and I think our fear was that we would end up working with someone who didn't understand that and had us try to fit a template. The work we do doesn't naturally fit into a template, and we needed a group that understood that. This space contributes vastly to the way we do our work. As employees here, we like coming to work. We feel comfortable in it. It feels like ours. But because the nature of our work is to bring these other groups into our space, one of the things that we're always very sensitive to is how will they feel when they come in? You know, and when people come in and they look around and they see the ceilings and they see the finishes and they say, wow, you know, there's this moment where we feel like we got it right, that people feel welcome, that they feel comfortable. My number one recommendation to another company embarking on this process would be to understand the things that you know best and the things that your design and build partner knows best.
I think one of the pieces of advice that I generally give to folks who say, I want to do something like what you've done with Meta, I want to recreate our space or reimagine our space, is to be really open to collaboration. One of the things that worked really fabulously well was we were experts in what our business was and what we were trying to do, and Meta really brought the design sensibility to it. So we had really long conversations about that didn't focus on the design, that didn't focus on sort of types of chairs or fabrics or materials. We really talked about the intention behind the business that we were building, what we were trying to get done in the space, and how it would be used. And from there, Meta really took it in surprising and wonderful directions. But we brought the expertise on us, and she really brought the expertise on how to make that manifest in a physical space. I think the thing that I love the most about this space is people's reaction to it, that we have people walk in who have never seen it before, and the first comment is a surprising one, but many people, they walk into the space and the first thing they say is, "Can I live here?" And it's a funny first response for people coming into an office space. And we sort of joke, we're like, there's no bedroom. Like you can't live here because there's nowhere for you to sleep. But I love that people instantly feel comfortable. They instantly feel at home. And that really was the impression that we were going for.